I've been an archaeologist for 16 years. I've excavated lost cities swallowed by the desert. I've translated gods whose names haven't been spoken aloud in over 2,000 years. I've spent entire nights in collapsed tombs beneath jungles where the air smelled like mold and rot and time. I thought I'd seen everything. I thought I understood the dead. But the thing I woke up under that hill was never meant to die. And now, it's burning everything behind it. It started with a landslide just north of a town called Morrow's Hollow. You've probably never heard of it. Appalachian ridge country, fog, hills, and silence. The earth cracked after a storm, split open like a rib. A jagged fissure appeared in the side of a mound just past the edge of town. The townsfolk called it the Hollow Furnace. Not a single one of them would go near it. I asked 3 locals if they'd ever seen it before. One man stared at his shoes and said, "You're not supposed to talk about what's buried." The second told me to leave before nightfall. The third, an old woman, just whispered, "It breathes now," and shut her door. Naturally, I went in alone. I've always believed that science and myth overlap somewhere in the dirt. But I didn't expect to find something waiting, something awake. The air outside the cave was unusually warm. It had been raining for days, but the ground near the entrance was bone dry and scorched. I saw no soot, no signs of fire, but the grass was withered to gray. The entrance itself was thin. I had to squeeze through a narrow cleft in the rock, torch in hand, scraping my backpack on the stone. The moment I passed inside, the air changed. It wasn't just hot, it was thick, like breathing near an open oven. My lungs recoiled with every breath. My sweat didn't bead, it steamed. And the walls, they were glass. Not rock, glass. Smooth and dark and veined with long brittle cracks. I ran my glove across one section and it came back coated in black ash. Still warm. This wasn't erosion. This was burned. I continued deeper. The tunnel sloped like a throat. I kept thinking the cave was alive, that it was pulling me down. Eventually it opened into a massive chamber. And that's when I saw it. A towering shape, hunched and half buried in soot. Limbs like warped iron. A torso shaped like an old, broken cauldron. Vented, cracked, ringed and burnt symbols. Gold chains lay snapped and melted around its base. It didn't move. It didn't breathe. It was slumped forward, dormant. I thought it was a statue. A shrine. I was wrong. I crept closer. Every footstep sank into warm ash. The torch flickered in my hand as I knelt beside a line of symbols carved into the floor. Ancient, but not from any language I recognized. Jagged, repetitive. They looped in circles and spirals like they were binding something. I leaned in, and that's when it happened. A single ember drifted off the torch. A speck of red. It landed on the creature's shoulder and caught. At first I thought it was just ash burning, a trick of the heat, but then its shoulder glowed, then its chest, then the cracks along its limbs began to light up, orange and red like coals in a dying hearth. Then came the sound, not a roar, a groan, low and ancient and filled with pressure. It felt like it came from below the earth itself. Smoke hissed from the mouth. The furnace in its chest burst to life, glowing like a star. Then it moved. One massive arm shifted. Gold chains shattered into molten fragments. The earth trembled. My skin felt like it was boiling under my clothes. I ran. I didn't even look back. I don't remember getting out. just the sound of cracking stone and the echo of breathing behind me. When I reached my Jeep, I was shaking. My palms were burned. I couldn't speak. I didn't tell anyone. I should have, because that night the heat came to town. It started subtle. The motel's AC cut out. The walls grew damp and warped. My phone screen bubbled and cracked on the nightstand. But the worst part was the silence. No insects, no wind, no hum of power lines, just stillness. Then I saw it. A soft orange glow rising behind the trees near the ridge. Slow. Flickering. Too big to be a fire. I couldn't see the shape yet, but I felt it. And then people began to die. The next morning, the sheriff was found in his cruiser, skin split from heat. His mouth was open like he died mid-scream, but his throat was sealed shut. One man was found kneeling in his kitchen, eyes boiled in his skull. Another in the diner freezer, frozen solid on the outside, cooked through on the inside. No signs of fire, just unbearable, concentrated heat. The trees around town blackened. Crows dropped mid-flight. And still, no one believed me. I turned to the town archives. Folklore journals, eldritch field notes, local legends recorded in the 30s by a traveling folklorist. In a leather-bound volume half buried in mildew, I found it. A page written in a shaking hand. The Furnace Golem, bound in chains of gold, fed by the breath of the living. Do not speak its name. Do not light a flame near its tomb. Do not let it see your face. There were accounts of previous awakenings, villages consumed overnight, entire ridgelines turned to glass. Every story ended the same way. It walked back to the flame, and I realized I brought that flame. Now I sit in the church basement. The candle I'm writing by is melting sideways. The pews upstairs are creaking like they're warping. And outside I see it. The glow, flickering at the edge of the trees. Slow, rhythmic, like breathing, like waiting. And in the middle of that glow, a shape, lumbering, burning from within. Its furnace heart pulses like a heartbeat. Its face is barely visible, but I can see the eyes, two glowing hollows. It's not chasing. It doesn't have to. It's following. It will move when the fire calls again. And I think it hears mine. If you ever find a cave where the walls weep heat, if you ever see a tomb sealed in gold, shaped like a cauldron, do not go inside. Do not stay too long. And for the love of everything, do not bring a flame, because even a single ember can bring it back. And once it rises, it follows you home.